Hey guys, I was just about to do some crystal meditation work. Um, I'm all aligned and whatnot, and I was just about to do that. But I was actually called to make this video, and I'm hoping it's going to be a quick video, but this is going to be the Scorpio moon on psychic abilities intuition version. And this is going to be a very important video because intuition in and of itself is something that every single person has, and in a way, intuition is the doorway to all of the other psychic abilities. I almost said psychedelic abilities, but that's also part of it because that's just what came to me, and so I'll explain that. Psychedelic, what that means to me is now it all makes sense, the synchronicities. So, about 10 minutes ago, as I was up doing Capricorn things, moving and working and cleaning and taking care of stuff, this song first, music just popped into my head, and I feel like I have to say, I speak in the language of music. Everything is a language, and I've been involved in music since I was like 7 or 8 years old, so I'm very versed in the language of music. So as I'm working, first gospel music plays. Well, first I see angel numbers, and because of the numbers, and because I'm also very good at numbers, I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say a mathematician, but I'm pretty good at math. So understanding the numbers told me to get up and it's time to do something, be creative, figure some shit out. And while I was doing that, then the gospel song, He's an On Time God, started playing in my head. And then as I was exploring that, through song, just singing it out to move through it, because I've read psychologically that when a song pops in your head and it repeats itself over and over again, it's partly your subconscious telling you that either you need to complete this idea in your head. So the best way to do that is to follow the lyrics and try to finish them as far as you can remember, or that there's a message in this specific part of the song, and that's your subconscious telling you, pay attention to this phrase or this idea, or just watch how this is about to play out, or something like that. But yeah, and so right after that song, after I followed that to resolution and that was over, then another song popped in my head, and it's by Alabama Shakes, great artist, very eclectic. The song, and this is actually a very mainstream song, and I think that's why it popped in my head. It's so popular. It's called Sound and Color, which are both forms in their like most base element of frequency, sound and color. And so I followed that, and the chorus of that song is, a new world reigns outside the window, beautiful and strange. It must be falling away. I must be fading away. Sound and color with me in my mind as I tiptoe, don't know where to go. Remind me to speak. So yeah, so that, and me being me, I had to think about that for a couple minutes and then actually look into the exact meaning of what the angel number that I was seeing was, and now here I am. So intuition, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you've heard me say this, and I'll say it again. everyone has intuition, and your intuition is personal to you and how you understand things. And this is a couple insights that came to me in the last couple days, because because we're definitely in the Aquarian age now, and Aquarius energy is all about sharing, especially knowledge and new concepts and new ideas, and especially new technology. And that's why, that's partly why social media and YouTube and just long distance connections are so powerful right now. But what's my train of thought there? Intuition, yeah. And so, with all that being said, everything is a language. Everything is symbolic. Everything is hieroglyphic. Everything has an underlying subliminal message to it. And oh my God, the synchronicities. So last night, I was watching this movie I had seen before. It came out before I was born. It's called They Live. It's a science fiction movie, and if you haven't seen it, I recommend this to every person with access to cable or the internet. It's called They Live, and quick synopsis: it's a middle-aged guy, average Joe, regular job. One day he's, just going about his day, and he comes across this pair of glasses. Now, when he puts this pair of glasses on, the world as he knows it, every part of it, is completely transformed. Like, and I want to say it's a New York-based movie, but he goes out into the city. He's looking at all of these billboards and advertisements and storefronts and people, and oh, my crystal's gonna fall. Hold on. It's sliding, it's moving. It's Capricorn energy. It's slow, but it's about to happen. I feel it. And I feel like I'm giving birth. It's just happening so slowly. Oh, maybe it'll stay. No, I want to feel it. No, maybe it will. Okay. But yeah, everything is transformed. Like, he looks up at a billboard with the glasses on, first not realizing, what the effect of the glasses are. And instead of seeing whatever the billboard is supposed to say, all he sees in black and white is obey, or stay asleep, or consume, or just like, basically with these glasses he had, I want to say he had Scorpio moon vision, but like, he could see underneath everything. He could see underneath the skin of people. And one of the things that freaked him out was realizing that there are creatures walking around who look just like us: skin, face, hair, attitude, behavior, speech, all that stuff. And they're not of this earth. They may be of this earth, but they're not of humankind. Oh, there she is. And that this species that he happened upon was interconnected throughout the whole world, and had this whole like grand design and like overlay that basically ran the fabric of everybody's lives. And he was the only one who could see it. So, of course, to the regular other people around him, he just seemed like a lunatic. Great movie. But yeah, so intuition. Oh, it's already a 10-minute video. Oh well, I have to post this video. I just have to. Intuition is a voice inside of yourself. It may come in different forms of sound and color and vibration, so like feeling, but it's all of the same energy and it's all an internal thing. Um, I was kind of asked to break it down into the four elements and how intuition may be divined from the constitution of those elements. So these are just going to be like concepts or energies. Try to um, be a little open-minded, and if you find that you understand what I'm talking about, try to apply these concepts and ideas to the energies in your life that resonate with you. So I will start with fire, because it's the initial spark. And the intuition of fire is that of a quiet whisper. It's like a wisp in the wind. Like when fire energy is channeling spirit or intuitive abilities, imagine a flame. And I'm looking at a candle in a flame right now because I like to burn oils, essential oils and aromatic oils. It's so nice for the mind. But fire intuition, you want to like close your eyes and just visualize first like that spark, that lighter flick, that and after that you want to let the flame build and establish itself, establish its orientation, its spin, and its revolution. And after that point, you want to focus on the radiance, on the glow, on the brilliance of the flame, and that will open up your intuition. And I would say, as a feeling, intuition to fire energy would come as like a sudden pang of like heat or warmth or just like inner intensity or just like a sudden burst of energy, like you just need to get up and do something like right now. But the actual message of the intuition will be in the form of smoke. That's another fly in here. Oh my god. Yeah, smoke. So like, you know how anything burning produces smoke and water. That's just a scientific chemistry thing. And the smoke, those little, like when you light an incense and the smoke immediately is carried away by the wind and is spread out, and after if you don't focus on it as it's happening, once it's dispersed, it's really hard to see. So intuition for fire signs, you really have to, once that moment comes, you just gotta grab it. So yeah, that's the message, the smoke. But there's also a water element, and it might be a lot more subtle because it's a fire sign, and fire in and of itself is hot. It's dry. It's fueled by the exhaustion of the energies around it. So water would be a very like very sparse energy in the presence of fire. it would either be there either in abundance, far enough from the fire energy where it can exist, or in the form of like steam, which is also like a good fire energy thing. So if you're like a fire water blend, steam and smoke would be like your indicators of intuition. Earth, and that's like more so just like the energy of being resolute, of just being still, not moving, being centered. So intuition for earth energy, I would say meditation would be one of the best forms, because it's an exercise of stilling the mind and allowing your thoughts and feelings and everything to just kind of settle and come to a stable level that you can then build upon. For earth signs, intuition, or for energy, I'm sorry, for earth energy, intuition would definitely, and I can definitely attest to this, being so constituted of earth energy, it definitely makes itself known. And this is a form of intuition, I feel like I have to say, that comes a little more strongly than, say, fire intuition, and maybe even air intuition. But this is definitely a vibrational intuition. This is the intuition of like clairaudience, of clairsentience, like clear feeling, clear hearing. And with that being said, you can definitely count on intuition for earth energy to come through as a vibe, as a gut feeling, as like a physical sensation, as like maybe as a synchronicity, like you're having an intuitive moment and you're getting in the car, or you're riding the bus, or you're just in the grocery store or whatever, and there's a radio playing and you're thinking something, and then you tune back into the world, and immediately the song that's playing says something that resonates with whatever you were just thinking. Like stuff like that. Like in intuitively and interpersonally within yourself, like intuition could come just as a, again, being that it's earth energy, intuition may or may not be hard to actually distinguish from your just natural state of being. And I say that because earth intuition is very sound in that it's strong, but sound in just that it's a sound. Like earth represents the physical, and being that we have physical bodies, and energy has to be interpreted coming from within us outward through our physical body, and coming into us from outside through our physical body. There are physical tools and organs that we have that allow for us to pick up on physical stuff. So with earth energy, it's definitely like the ears, it's the skin, it's the stomach and the spine. It's like, but the thing about it is that you have to be still to fully embrace it, and also, and like more importantly, not just still and physically, but your mind has to be still and recognizing, okay, this is what my inner voice sounds like. And maybe I don't have to shut that off, but maybe I just need to turn that down. And the intuition volume knob will turn up automatically, and just being able to say, okay, this isn't my thought, that came from somewhere. This is my thought, this is my feeling, that feeling just came from over here. Like, just being able to distinguish that is the best exercise in developing earth intuition. Air intuition is I, I'm glad I did it this way, honestly, because air intuition is a combination both of fire and earth intuition. Now let me explain, because it may seem disconnected right now. Fire energy is an energy, of exuberance, of enthusiasm, of passion, of high octane, high velocity, high speed. It's like, okay, imagine, just follow me for a second. I'm still on air and intuition, but just follow me for a second. This is just like intuition in general. If intuition in general is Wi-Fi, then fire energy is the energy of how quickly that Wi-Fi speed is, or how quick that Wi-Fi speed is, how quickly it's moving through the walls, through the wires, through the cables, through the modems, through the TVs, through the phones, through the laptops, through everything. Air energy, earth energy would be the actual cables, the actual phones, the actual laptops, the actual everything that Wi-Fi goes into, that can then give you a physical representation of Wi-Fi. Like, you can go on your phone and it'll say, look at these little broadcast lines. This is how much strength you have. And now you can go on YouTube. Boom. And air energy is the actual message. It's the actual, like, Wi-Fi itself. Like, you can't see it at all, but you know it's there, because earth and fire are showing you. But you know it's there. You can't use your phone without it, right? You can't use your laptop or your TV or whatever else without it. And so you know when it's there and when it's not. You know when it's working and when it's glitching. It just is. And so in that regard, air intuition is like earth intuition, in that you have to be still in some form or fashion. But it's also like fire, in that it's more fluid, it's moving, it's more dynamic. I wouldn't say fluid, it's more dynamic. And air intuition kind of just has an energy of just is. It's just like not being, but just is. And for air energies, it would come more as, like, I would say, like, the clairvoyance, the claircognizance, the, like, I just know it, or like I saw it right here in my mind's eye. And it's very, like, it's very telepathic in nature. Like air signs, especially like the Gemini, the Libra, the Aquarius, they're all innately kind of telepathic. And it just kind of is. But it's also something where they have to have the right balance of movement and dynamics and stillness of being to fully embrace that. And that's something I want to say, like air energy, each individual has to find in their own way, because it just is. It's just a part of that energy. It just is. Like, you know when it's there and when it's working and when it's not, and you feel it. Like, not even you feel it, you just know it. And then water energy. Oh, it's gonna be a 30-minute video. Oh well. Water energy is definitely the most intuitive, the most psychic, the most receptive to embracing intuitive energies. And that's because water is the energy of life, is the energy of feeling, of connectedness, um, of the spectrum. Like water just is like spectrum energy. Like just just the water in itself as an abstract concept, and that like just closing your eyes and just visualizing water, just but water is a reflective energy. Water is it's a very internal and introspective energy, in that it's always pulling itself to center. It's always pulling the top down and the bottom up, and pulling from the sides and reaching out from the middle and trying to touch here and touch there. Like water as an energy is the most sensitive. It's the most sensitive to everything because it's affected by everything. And that's why I feel like it comes last in all of the cycles, well, in most cycles. But water is affected by fire. It can be heated or cooled, or evaporated or condensed or expanded or contracted by heat. Water is affected by earth. Earth soaks up water. Too much earth can meddle and muddy the waters and make things super obscure and hard to see and focus. Earth energy combined with water energy is the energy of movement, and depending on the balance of that energy, you know, earth, the presence of earth will either slow down or quicken the pace of water. And so it's like a very realistic, very down to, I don't want to say down to earth because it's earth energy, that's redundant, but it's just a very dragging energy, kind of, especially when you combine the two. And then air is present in every molecule in water, and it also it also affects how water expands and contracts. It affects how much pressure is on the outside of water and how much pressure is on the inside of water. How much space does water have to just be, and where in space can that water exist? So water is like it's so it's just a super sensitive, super empathic, super psychic type of energy, and the best way I feel to delve into this energy, because it's so far reaching, it's so top to bottom, it's so side to side, it's so elliptical, it's so like what's that thing called, the figure eight, um 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 something 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 kit, something kit. I'll remember later. There's a video, I can go or find it. But it's just like water reflects light, it reflects heat, it absorbs earth, it absorbs sound, it absorbs color, it absorbs light, it absorbs dark, it reflects all of these things, and it can be all of these things and move through all of these things and take the shape of any of or all of these things and still retain its own quality, its own nature, its own state of being. Water energy is that of really feeling, like from head to toe, from like just like what just appeared in my mind is like with water energy, it's like you always have those two and those two archetypes of the angel and the demon sitting right here, and they're always right here in one ear and the other, basically telling you how to feel or what's going on or what or just like just always having a vibe or a feeling or just a knowing. The psychic abilities I feel that go with water, I want to say all of them, but really like psychometry, telemetry, and that's the psychic sense of touch and feeling, like picking up on vibes, energy in the air, the thoughts and motives and intentions of people, the auras and spirits of others, and the past, present, and future of objects. It's just like it just feels so much. It feels so deeply. It feels so intensely, and these feelings reverberate through the core, through every part of water. Like when water is touching something, anything that water touches and all the parts of that water are connected, and anything that the water feels, everything it's connected to is going to feel in some way or be affected by. And I just seen my angel number, so it's almost time for me to go, you guys, but I feel like this is a really I feel like this was really like in depth. So if you liked this, hit the thumbs up button for me, please. And I really encourage you guys to comment down below and share your experiences, share your understanding, and let me know if what I said makes any sense, because again, this is just coming from me and the languages that I know how to speak. But as always, Om, peace, namaste, blessings and abundance, good health, and positive vibes. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, whoever you are, and whatever you may be doing. And just be. You are valid. See you in the next one.